I think it's right on. I think she's far out, and all Weathermen are far out.
Could you explain that?
There are brothers and sisters in the underground. They're forced to be outlaws by the way the society is run, and we think they're great.
We're in Sausalito at the houseboats. It's right on the other side of the Golden Gate Bridge from San Francisco. And we lived here when we first went underground. They were really looking for us. I was on the FBI's 10 most wanted list. There were pictures everywhere and rewards everywhere and indictments falling from the sky. It was much less built up than this. For us, it was perfect. There were dropouts from all walks of life. Gay people fleeing Iowa, people fleeing the Midwest and the draft. So there was a lot of outlaw culture.
Because of the way that this country is falling apart, more and more young people are living in communal situations. More and more young people are beginning to fight the government on various levels. And so there's a huge mass of people that people who are underground fugitives can move amongst and have protection from and be with.
The Weathermen were extremely bright. Many of them had access to fairly substantial amounts of money, which is the key to staying underground. We didn't get them, but we came close. It was frustrating when you wanted to catch these people as much as we did. You weren't going to catch these people in the standard FBI approach of surveilling the house the night before Grandma's 50th wedding anniversary. So the fugitive comes walking in with a gift. Bang, you got him. It wasn't going to work that way. The way that we decided to do was to basically go underground, and essentially the same way they did, and use some investigative techniques which were very tried and true in the National Security Division.
They did break into people's apartments and steal things, did try to plant divisive stories among people who were working in the peace movement and the anti-war movement. And had a whole strategy that included beating people up and dangling people out of windows. And, you know, it was not just light.
I know people who have liberal political tendencies would say it's terrible. People who don't would say that, you know, if you're not doing anything wrong, nothing wrong's going to happen, nothing bad's going to happen to you.
In the early 1970s, a group of radicals calling itself the Citizens Commission to Investigate the FBI broke into an FBI field office in Media, Pennsylvania, and made off with several boxes of files. The documents, which were leaked anonymously to the press, revealed the existence of COINTELPRO, a secret FBI program to destroy a wide range of groups that opposed the U.S. government. The Black Panthers, the anti-war movement, even Martin Luther King. By the early 1970s, COINTELPRO had been largely effective.
The movement began to devour itself. There was the absence of all the things that made the movement so powerful. Absence of trust, absence of love, absence of a sense of humor, absence of commitment, absence of this communal, we're all in this together. All that stuff seemed to have been blown apart.
In the early 70s, the psychic stress, the psychic upheaval was so intense, and the loss of ideological underpinnings and clarity about the world is so severe that many people who had come out of the New Left were in retreat.
I remember sitting on a park bench reading the newspaper, and I thought to myself, here I am sitting on a park bench doing absolutely nothing when I had been the chairman of the largest national anti-war organization in the student anti-war organization in the United States. I thought to myself, what a waste, what am I doing here?
I thought we were being reduced to a group that just put a bomb here and then a few months later put a bomb here and then put a bomb there. That seemed to me to be sort of played out. It was how much further could we go with that? And we were increasingly being thought of sort of an isolated cult. I was feeling lonely and alienated, and I missed my girlfriend, and I just wasn't having a very good time. And the combination of the two, one day I just walked out.
During the mid-1970s, as the black movement and the anti-war movement faded, the left branched off into a wide range of organizations and causes.
I don't remember much interest among people I knew in what the Weathermen were doing. I was around a lot of students, and there was a lot of interest in the women's movement. I mean, that had a presence, and there was certainly a lot of opposition to the war. But I don't remember anybody ever talking about the Weathermen. By the mid-70s, the Weather Underground was a kind of reverberation in time, a kind of golden oldie.
We're 5 people from the Weather Underground organization. We're in a house, you could call it a safe house. We're here with a group of filmmakers, and together we're going to make a film.
Here we are. The windows are boarded up. It's very awkward, and we are willing to take the risk of doing this because it seemed like we could speak to a lot of people, and we do want to do that.
How many people are in your organization?
Well, we're a very small organization relative to the task to be done, and we can't discuss exactly the size. We're small, but we don't feel weak. We want to make a revolution. We think there has to be a revolution.
From the underground, that radical left-wing group, the Weathermen, has claimed responsibility for yesterday's dynamiting of a statue of a Chicago policeman. The group promises more attacks on the establishment around the entire country starting next week. The medium for this message was a tape recording, reputedly by the fugitive Weatherman leader, Bernadine Dorn. It came by mail this morning to New York.
The group said that it planted the bomb to commemorate the one-year anniversary of the military overthrow of the Allende government in Chile.
There are 20 to 30 people in the group. We know who they are. There are federal warrants out on, I believe, 12 of them.
A dynamite explosion last night heavily damaged one floor of the Gulf Oil Corporation's Pittsburgh headquarters. No one was hurt. A radical group called the Weather Underground said it set the blast in retaliation for Gulf's policies in Portuguese Angola in Africa.